Yeah, so super excited to be here in the Changelog stage to give So the main and only focus of Kyber so far is to power the instant and secure decentralized token exchange, right, in any decentralized applications. So what it means by that is that we want to allow either end users, decentralized application, wallets, website to do decentralized trading, right, like everywhere. And the way we do it is that we build a protocol to aggregate all the liquidity sources from different partners, from different projects, and we obtain the best rate from all of them and make it available in one single interface for any of these application, wallets, website, you take it, right? So they only need to talk to Kyber to get the best rate available in the market. So what are the main use cases? First of all, end user token trading, right? The users can easily trade or swap from one token to a different one, right? And in a decentralized and secure manner. That means they don't have to trust anyone. They don't have to rely on custody or any other third party. The second use case is decentralized payments. As in, if you have some token A and you want to purchase some item, but the merchants only have token B, right? So you can pay with Kyber. We will do the conversion on the fly, and the merchant will still receive the payment in token B. And one of the use cases that we have been pushing very hard in the Ethereum ecosystem is providing liquidity for all the DeFi applications. I'm going to talk about this later, but the main use cases that we have been working with includes margin trading, loans, investment, as in assets management, right, and many other arbitrage programs as well. So this is one of the examples in which we allow an interesting value flow between different DeFi applications. So take Fulcrum as an example. They allow people to borrow the asset, right? Like if the users has Ether and they want to borrow DAI. So the users can collateralize the Ether with Fulcrum, and Fulcrum will give them DAI. Of course, the user will have to pay the interest. So now if the price of Ether drops, and Fulcrum will have to liquidate the Ether to get back the principal amount of DAI, right? They will do that instantly on Kyber, because Kyber is already linked with many other liquidity providers to handle the swapping, right? So Fulcrum doesn't have to trust Kyber because everything is on the smart contract. The users doesn't have to trust Fulcrum because they can easily verify everything in the blockchain as well. So this would create a chain of value exchange between different platforms, different parties. But the nice thing about this is that no one has to trust anyone, right? That's the best thing about DeFi and connecting all the different parties using blockchain smart contract. Okay, so what makes Kyber unique, right? Like, what are the properties that we offer that other people cannot? Right. The first thing is that we are able to create one aggregated liquidity pool, and we make it super easy for any taker, be it end users, be it website, wallet, DeFi application, to integrate with Kyber and take the liquidity that we already take the liquidity from the pool that we already created. And secondly, we make it super flexible for anyone to contribute liquidity to this pool, right? The market makers, they can use either automated market making solution like Uniswap. They can use very complicated strategy that they have been using for centralized traders to contribute liquidity to Kyber. So it makes it very easy for anyone to contribute liquidity to this pool. And what's more interesting is that, and very important is that everything is fully on-chain. As in, everything will run and powered by the smart contract. This makes it very easy to integrate. So people have been talking about the financial Lego, right? Like, if you run everything on the smart contract, it's very easy for you to plug to connect with other smart contract. It's as easy as you plug in different Lego pieces to build something new, right? And everything transparent. You don't have to introduce a new trust model or break your existing trust model, because the only thing that you have to trust here is the blockchain, right? Which you already trust in the first place. Now let's talk about the numbers. How we have been doing and growing our ecosystem, our network in the last I think 6 or 7 months. The first thing is the trade volume. Since the beginning of the year, we've been seeing the consistent growth. This is the monthly volume, right? In terms of Ether, we saw a 6 times growth in terms of trade volume month by month, right? And in terms of VR, it's even higher. It's 12 times, thanks to the higher appreciation of crypto asset in the last few months. And we keep breaking the monthly trading record month by month. And we expect to see the same growth in the coming months. So where is this volume coming from, right? So wallets like MyTo wallet, Trust Wallet, Binance, and so Kyber, we also have Kyber Swap, contributes 45% of the volume, right? Contributes up to 40% of the volume. But this is very much different from what we saw 4 or 5 months ago, in which they barely contribute any volume to Kyber, right? And of course, there are many other applications that are integrated with Kyber, but we are not aware of, because it's totally open and transparent and permissionless to integrate with Kyber. We have been consistently ranked first or second in terms of top volume in all the decentralized trading platforms in Ethereum. And these are all the partners that we know that have integrated with Kyber. I'm sure that we list many of them because they don't inform us when they integrate with Kyber. But we expect to see this picture to get more crowded in the coming months. So let's go through a few major integrations. In terms of wallet, we have MyTo wallet engine, the one that got integrated with Samsung Galaxy S10. We also have Trust Wallet from Binance. And they actually contribute a lot of volume and consistently. Right? We also see that other DeFi applications like Duo and Cupra, they are one of the measures that contribute the volume to the network. And of course, Kyber Swap, this is the best user-friendly DEX that Kyber built. And I'm going to talk about Kyber Swap in more details now. So, what makes Kyber Swap different, right? So first of all, apart from allowing fully on-chain and decentralized token swap, Kyber Swap also offers things like non-custodial limit orders. They also have many features like price alert. They provide a seamless UI UX for the end users to trade. And I think in a couple of weeks they will provide the fiat to crypto on ramp. This is going to help onboarding the users much easier. Oh, of course, Kyber Swap is very mobile friendly. As in, today you can already download the iOS or the Android mobile app or the App Store. And this is the growth of Kyber Swap in the last few months. So in the last 6 months, we onboarded around 10,000 new users. And in terms of volume, we see 1.5 times growth. And a lot more people are downloading all the mobile apps. Another one that we want to give some spotlight to is Set Protocol. So what they do is they allow people to manage the asset in a different way. So the users, they can either buy a basket of token, right? Like DAI, Ether, or Bitcoin, or any other stablecoin, or they can just follow some predetermined strategy, right, to manage the asset. And the way asset work with Kyber is that when the users want to, for example, buy a basket of token, Set will do that on Kyber. Right? The user only need to send Ether to the Set smart contract, and that smart contract will just talk to Kyber to buy all the asset that the users want to buy. and that makes it like very seamless for the users. They only need to send one single transaction, and they can buy and acquire all the assets that they want. So Kyber can only handle this volume for all the partners because we have a very big network of reserve, and we try to support more and more number of tokens. So we also like one of the reserve in all these market makers that work with Kyber. Apart from that, we also connect to people like Oasis and Uniswap. And we have several professional market makers that work with Kyber as well. And if you want to be one of the market makers of Kyber, just go ahead and check out the developer platform. We have a very detailed recommendation on how to work with Kyber and how to be one of the liquidity providers. Top traded tokens, mainly stablecoins, especially DAI. Thanks to all the integration with other DeFi applications. And a few other liquid tokens look like Anchor, Omsego, or WBTC. So do you think that actually introduced a lot of volume as well? And Changelog, Kyber, KNC token as well. Right. So what we have learned from the last 6 or 7 months of growing, so one of the main challenges that we have been consistently facing is that it's still very hard to onboard new users to our cryptocurrency blockchain ecosystem, right? Like I think we spent a lot of time in hackathons and events to introduce new users to start using that, but I think it's very hard for them to set up the wallet. It's very hard for them to acquire the first cryptocurrency. So we have to do a lot of other strategy to unlock them, like giving out preloaded wallet and just basically just give away Ether for them to start using Kyber, and that actually helps introduce some users to Kyber. But in general, it's still very hard, and I think we expect to see a lot more solutions in the coming months to address this issue. And I think one reason that the key reason that people tend to that we can build a large ecosystem of partners is that it's very easy to integrate with Kyber. We have a very detailed documentation, and people can just basically read the documentation and integrate with Kyber. They barely have to talk to our developers, and that makes it very easy for them to work with Kyber. And one of the key reasons for the growth is the rise of DeFi as well. As I just mentioned earlier, 6 or 7 months ago, we didn't see any contribution from all the DeFi applications, right? But now they contribute almost like half of the volume to Kyber, and I think we expect to see the same growth in the coming months. So this basically summarizes all the growth and all the current stats of Kyber. So in the last 6 months, we handled around 156 million USD in terms of trade volume, and every month, I think the Kyber contract handles around 5,000 unique addresses from various sources, right? Be it wallets, be it other DeFi applications, and things like that. We continue to increase the number of tokens that we can support and grow the ecosystem of integrated partners. And moving forward, there are a few key long-term objectives that we want to achieve with Kyber. One of that is to keep driving the liquidity on the existing Kyber network on Ethereum. But we're also working on deploying the swap solution on different chains. We already started doing something with EOS, in which we build the trustless bridge between EOS and Ethereum, so that later on people can move the asset between the two chains in the trustless manner. Right? We also support people to build Tomo swap. Basically, it's a Kyber deployment on Tomo chain. And together with many partners like BitGo and Republic Protocol and many other projects, we together launched the WBTC. It's a Wrap Bitcoin initiative to bring Bitcoin liquidity to Ethereum. And WBTC is being adopted in many other DeFi applications as well. Of course, focusing on the growth of the decentralized economy is one of our key focus as well. We want to focus, so there are 5 key areas that we want to focus. First of all is end-user swap or end-user decentralized trading, right? Decentralized crypto payments, exchanges and trading, decentralized finance, and providing liquidity for other trading platforms as well is one of our key focus. We have been doing a lot of experiments with decentralized governance. We do it with other like DAO Stack and many other DAO platforms. So our long-term goal is that we want Kyber network to be governed by a broader community. Right? So I think it's going to take like a few years, 3 to 5 years, but I think it's a good time to start with experiment and to see what's going to work and what's the key insight that we can get from all these experiments. Yep. With that, I want to conclude my presentation, and I truly believe that we need more liquidity to enable our decentralized economy. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, this is the last slide. We just launched the Kyber DeFi Hackathon with many other partners in the DeFi space like Changelog, Melon, Compound, and B0x and Synthetics. The total bounty is around 42,000 USD. I think it's one of the largest bounty that any DeFi hackathon has ever had. So yeah, feel free to go ahead to visit kyber.apples.com and start doing your first DeFi hackathon now and win a lot of bounty. Yeah, thanks. I think DeFi is decentralized finance, right? It's like all the financial services that are offered in a decentralized manner. So let's talk about traditional finance, right? In traditional finance, you always have like, you have to trust, you have to rely on some third party to provide the service for you, and you have to trust that person or that entity, right? But in DeFi, I think what's interesting is that you can still enjoy all these services, right? You can still do like loan, margin trading, etc. Without trusting on any single party, right? And at any time you can still be the custody, have the custody of your own fund, right?
Okay. So thanks. So basically, lending without trust, spending your money on the internet without trusting any other parties. So, thanks. Okay, so from the floor, any questions?
Because it's for micro payment, so we need in the real world, so with a lot of transaction will happen. So how many transactions we can handle in
Can you repeat the question?
So just to clarify again, so you were asking about how many transactions Kyber can support, because you expect to see many micro payments happening there. Is that right?
I think okay. So currently Kyber runs entirely on Ethereum, right? So how many transactions we can handle really depends on how many transactions Ethereum can handle. And I guess in order to handle the micro payments and micro transaction, we probably need some solution like micro payment channel, like Raiden network or Lightning network is what we have in Bitcoin. Yeah, and I think that's the best solution for micro payments.
You mentioned Kyber network is on here, so if you want to do the token swaps, I think so it has to be between here and ERC or it can be other tokens right outside.
Right. So currently, currently we only support Ethereum and ERC20 tokens swap, right? Because there are solutions to bring other asset to Ethereum, like the WBTC solution. So basically WBTC is the market coin on Ethereum, and we also we are building other bridge, trustless bridge, to allow people to move the asset from for example, yours to Ethereum, right? And so that you can still trade with other asset.
So is your plan then to introduce more tokens like for example the WBTC and over time you more this other tokens?
Yes, so we already support WBTC, and our plan is to try to bring more asset to Ethereum as well. That's why we've been working on all the bridge to connect Ethereum with other blockchain.
So for all our live audiences tuning in live from Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment sections. Our CoinGecko team will look at them and we will forward them to Mr. Lloyd for you. Right now, back to the floor. Any questions?
A very simple question. Who all are your key competitors?
Who are the competitors? I guess, to be honest, we don't really care about the competition at the moment. The market is too small. We are talking about 10,000 daily active users in the space, right? So it doesn't make sense to compete at the moment. But in terms of who are providing similar platform or services, I guess any decentralized trading platforms, right? Like Zerox, Uniswap, and all these platforms. But as I mentioned earlier, Kyber has the ability to connect with all of them and created one single liquidity pool that serves everyone else.
Currently, there are so many. So at present, there are so many similar service providers, like you say, one form or the other. What would it take for you guys to put your resources together? Because it's already such a small market, so you can pull together. When will that happen?
I think it's already happening, right? Like Kyber already integrate with people like Oasis, Gnosis, Nasdaq Auction, Uniswap, and I think even for Zerox, they have been working on initiative to take the liquidity from Kyber as well. So I think it's already happening, and it's just that it's not that obvious for the end users to see that.
Hi, the founder of Ethereum has said that his network is running full. So is there any plans for Kyber to have your own mainnet?
That's an interesting question. I don't think there's a need for us to have a mainnet at the moment, like our own chain at the moment, right? Because I think currently most of the activities still happen on Ethereum. The ecosystem is still there, all the assets are still there. It doesn't make sense for us to run to a new blockchain or to build our own blockchain. I think the main challenge that we want to address at the moment is the usability aspect, as in how to make it easy for the end users to unlock, to start using decentralized platforms. And I think in terms of the network bottleneck, if you're talking about paying $1 or $2 per transaction, right? And if your transaction value is like 1 or 2,000 USD, I think it's okay. People have been paying 1 or 2% to all the banks and financial institution, and here we're talking about 1 or 2% of the transaction value. So it's fine.
Thank you.
I think we have a question from the...
Yeah, so there is a question from the live stream. Someone asks, from a business perspective, how is Kyber profiting from being the liquidity provider at the moment, and what are some monetization plans moving forward for the project? Thanks.
So in terms of the team, we are still okay. So there are a couple of let me put it this way, right? So we have a separate team that work on the protocol level that just develop the smart contract, growing the ecosystem, things like that. So this team is still well funded by from the actual money, right? And we have a team that work on like Kyber swap that actually have revenue from all the trading fees, right? All the commission that we get from every transaction that happens on Kyber swap. We also have a team that work on providing liquidity for the network itself. So this team is one of the liquidity contributor, right? And we actually like now it's a healthy revenue from the market.
Thank you.
Okay, just now you were talking about this DeFi. So my question is, from a traditional financial service institute point of view, how is DeFi is going to disrupt traditional financial service like borrowing or lending? And what pain points that this Kyber is actually trying to solve, so that you can disrupt the traditional business?
I think, okay, so speaking of like disruption that DeFi can create, right? I think first of all, it's very easy for anyone to use DeFi services, right? Like you only need an Ethereum address and that's it. You can just use whatever service that is available out there. It's kind of like, comparing to the traditional finance, like, even if, company like Kyber, if you want to open a bank account, it's still very hard, right? Because, for various reasons. And it's the same for, if any individual who want to use any, financial services out there, it's still very hard and it's a tedious process to go through all the, all the bank requirements, right? And in some country, if you're not lucky and you're born in countries like North Korea and undeveloped country, right? There are not even these services for you to use, right? So I think the nice thing about DeFi is that it's open, as if anyone can use, and it's permissionless. It's everywhere. Like we can use it. You only need the internet and an Ethereum address in order to use DeFi services. And I think for Kyber, our role in DeFi is that we want to be the transitional and the settlement layers, right? Like if any DeFi application they have the need to liquidate their asset, their collateral, or if they want to convert the asset in their portfolio, we can help them with that. And we do it in a permissionless and trustless model, right? So that we want, first of all, we want disrupt the trust model, right? Because the nice thing about DeFi is that you don't have to trust anyone. Now, if you want to liquidate your asset, you have to trust another third party, that will ruin the entire things that they want to do, right? So for Kyber, we want to be that layer to have them to offer the best service to the end users.
All right, thank you very much. That was a great answer, and that's all the time we have for now. So we'll be moving on.
Thanks a lot. Thank
you very much, Mr. Lloyd, CEO and founder of Kyber. I need to hear this.
Now, for everyone here who's not familiar with blockchain to democratize access to gold. That's correct, right? I got it right. All right. Now, multi-talented, everyone that comes up on stage here is really, really like superhuman. He's the founder of the Ethereum Singapore Meetup Group, which currently has over 8,000 members, one of the largest in the world. He's also currently a technical committee board member at the IT Standards Committee. He's also regional partner at Kinetic Capital, an institutional platform for blockchain blockchain advisory, technology, and investment. And he has also co-authored a few books here, Cryptocurrency Wizards, right? So everyone, let's give a hand for Mr. Sean.
Thank you. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I believe it's almost lunchtime. I'll just try to keep this as succinct as possible and to take, of course, questions from the floor. So thank you everyone for coming by. Thank you to Coin and Go for hosting this Changelog stage. So I'll just have to take a few poll and questions out here. How many of you guys are aware of gold as an investment class, as an asset? For you guys out there, are you aware that gold itself is an investment class that you look to when you are trying to stay away from the risk in the market itself? Right? And the next question I'll ask you is, how many of you here own physical gold? Like gold bars under your bed or home in the storage and safe and stuff like that? Very nice. I'm not going to ask you where it is particularly, but yeah, I think it's a good way that it's a good means for me to see how people are interested or want to understand the value and importance of gold itself. So what we're trying to do here at Digix essentially is to create digital gold. Right? And digital gold has often been referred to as what we know as Bitcoin, but what we are actually offering here is digital physical gold itself. So why gold? Why did Digix choose to actually tokenize gold? So we started the project back in 2015 with the very same aim to actually tokenize gold and to issue on Ethereum itself tokens that represents 1 gram of it. And all these tokens itself are 100% backed by gold bars that sit in the vaults here in Singapore as well as in Canada. Why gold? In Asia itself, we account for almost 2/3 of the entire consumption around the world, be it from central banks, bullion banks, dealers, household consumptions, retail, institutional investors itself. The physical gold market itself is valued at over $1 trillion market cap. Of course, a lot of these are based on leveraged positions in the exchange traded funds, as well as other forms of gold ownership through brokerages. Singapore alone accounts for almost 100 billion of this trade value. In Singapore, Hong Kong, and Switzerland are usually known as the gold hubs around the world for its security, tax-free status of gold, and just the ease of comfort of people buying them and storing up here. So some of the challenges that my team actually looked out for is that we realized gold itself, or rather gold ownership, has 3 main factors that hinders people from acquiring them. Firstly, buying fake gold. Right? As we've seen in Singapore here, there are a couple of other fake gold incidences that happened over the last 5 years. You have pawn brokerages, shops that actually sell fake gold bars laced with lead. Lead itself is very close in characteristics to gold in terms of weight, density. A lot of people get confused whenever they see a fake gold bar versus a real gold bar. In fact, right at my vaults, we do a simple test to actually ascertain the actual authenticity of the gold bar itself. Next, gold bars come with a set of documents that accompany them. Pretty much just like any other precious item that you buy with. And at times, a lot of these documents could be tampered and forged with. Lastly, if you were to buy, let's say, a gold ETF, is it possible to actually look through the entire history of all the gold bars that sit in the vaults to ascertain when and why did we actually buy these gold bars? Probably not. Right? For obvious reasons of scalability as well as trade secrecy, maybe these ETF issuers won't issue them. So we identified 3 different problems of gold ownership, broadly speaking, and created what we call a DGX Gold token. The mission of this token is to allow every man on the street, as like what Lloyd mentioned from Kyber, there are a lot of people out there around the world who don't have direct access to financial services around the world. And what we're trying to offer them is just an easy way to get involved in gold ownership in a safe and secure jurisdiction like here in Singapore. By doing so, we actually purchase gold bars from approved and accredited metal providers, companies who are accredited with the LBMA status. So LBMA in short stands for London Bullion Market Association. If you are approved by this association, you are said to be selling investment grade gold, which means that your gold bars have a certain market price that has been tagged to it. Secondly, we take these gold bars, we put it into the vaults, and along the way, all these different documentations itself are uploaded onto IPFS. IPFS in short stands for Interplanetary File System. Pretty much it's like a decentralized file storage where you could be putting documents around it online. These tokens itself are then minted on the Ethereum blockchain to create what we call DGX. An ERC20 token itself that's currently listed on some exchanges such as Bitfinex, Kyber Swap itself, Uniswap, and many other more licensed exchanges around the region. For example, Tokenized Exchange in Malaysia, VCCE out of Vietnam, and Toko Crypto out of Indonesia. We are constantly working on increasing the exchange visibility so you'll be seeing them around the way. So this whole interface that we have designed on the Digix marketplace allows you to actually see every single detail related to the gold bars that you are purchasing behind the token itself. You can see the brand, the serial number, when it's being stored, the audit test of it, to verify at any one point in time that your gold bar is real, is sitting in the vaults, and it has never been tampered with. This registry itself is available to anyone around the world who can log into the marketplace without a registration, without KYC, and just verify that Digix does own the gold bars. The whole point of this system is to design a token that is 100% backed with physical deposits. I'm sure you guys have heard of stablecoins before, like the USD stablecoins. A lot of these concerns around them are usually around the holdings of it. Where are the US dollar deposits, what kind of interest are they yielding on it, which bank is storing them, and stuff like that. So what we're trying to design here is exactly the same kind of system, what you would see in a USD deposit system, but for gold bars alone. So this technology of proof of provenance could be applied just to pretty much to any other kind of asset class. Whether it's precious watches, art pieces, anything that you would like to ascertain provenance to them. Of course, after this presentation, if anyone is interested in speaking about tokenizing of assets or have a business model around it, I invite you to come and reach out and try to see how we can work together to help you digitize and tokenize other kind of physical assets. So before this, I'd like to actually announce two different announcements that I made this week in Invest Asia. Firstly, Digix itself is offering a 3% off on all gold purchasing on my marketplace right now. The marketplace address is digix.global/app. So I repeat, digix.global/app. On that marketplace itself, you would be able to see gold prices that are slashed 3% off. So yesterday I was meeting a gold dealer. I was just asking him, I say, what have you been seeing in the market these days? Because gold prices have risen more than 17% over this year. And he was saying, oh, a lot of my customers are asking for discount. So I said, have you offered any form of discount? He said, yes, 10 basis points. And what we're offering here is 3%. So in terms of the magnitude of discount, yes, we are offering that steep amount. And you could be buying it, trading on exchanges, holding it simply as a store of value. The second announcement, for any of you guys out here who are running projects or who are building things on the blockchain ecosystem alone, I do invite you to come and look at the Digix DAO itself. How many of you guys here have heard of Digix DAO before? Maybe some of you guys. Digix DAO itself stands for Digix Decentralized Autonomous Organization. This platform has a total of 400,000 ethers. It's up for grabs. Anyone out there who has a proposal, who wants to help market Digix, who wants to create liquidity on DGX, who wants to create any form of marketing around the gold-backed token, could apply for a grant. Grant sizes goes anywhere from 1 ethers up to 250 ethers and dispersed over a couple of milestones. This proposal right now has been, this proposal system has been live since March of this year. We have about 12 ongoing proposals, ranging anywhere from marketing proposals, creation of exchange, liquidity services, Telegram, Twitter management, any kind of related activity around DGX itself. We have dispersed close to about 1,200 ethers, with 20,000 more ethers remaining for the next 30 days. Of course, it's not going to be exhausted altogether, but it will keep running indefinitely until the whole ecosystem around DGX is being built up. Pretty much just like a grant system is what we've been seeing with what governments are doing. They try to spur innovation, they try to grow and promote innovation around the space. So that's what we're doing with Digix DAO. Two announcements. Firstly, 3% off gold. Secondly, I do invite you to come forward and look at the Digix DAO page. The Digix DAO page link is community.digix.global. I repeat, it's community.digix.global. So going back to what we have in this POP system today, right? We are currently working with 6 different suppliers. They are all robo entities. People who have been accredited with the LBMA status, people who are actually storing precious metals, not just only for Digix, but for high net worth individuals, for institutions, for banks and stuff. A third party auditor comes into the vault and checks every single gold bar once every 90 days. All these documents are published on the IBFS and are all publicly available. As of today, we have completed 4 audit cycles because we've been up and running for about a year. And in total, there have been 4 gentlemen that came forward to the vault to actually redeem their gold bars. So in fact, you could actually be, for the very first time, turning digital tokens into physical assets, all on the blockchain itself. Some of the key figures I'd like to share here is that over the last year, we have been tokenizing on average about a kilogram every 4 days. That equates to a dollar value of about $50,000 right now. And right now in the entire gold-backed ecosystem, we own about 111 kilograms of that. Pretty much a little bit more than 50% of the market share. Some business model of what we do at Digix, we don't charge any kind of ongoing administrative fee. What we do is that we do a premium over the spot price of gold, which is now slashed to under 3%. Redemption fees are charged at 1%, which means if you want to pick up a gold bar, you don't pay 1% administrative fee. The storage fee here is super competitive at 0.4% a year. If you were to buy an OBAC ETF, you're paying anywhere between 0.8 to 0.9% a year. If you were to go to a physical custodian, you pay in a fixed dollar value depending on the amount of purchase items you have involved. Some of these have happened here in DJX over the last 3 years, I would say. We created the first OBAC token back in 2018 of March last year. And this year itself, we have been partnering with Enterprise Singapore, as well as Tribe Accelerator, who are one of the sponsors of the program itself. Yeah, so come speak to me after the event. I'm happy to take more questions out here with regards to DJX itself or DJX Now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sean. Okay, so now the floor is open for questions. Is there anybody that would like to ask Mr. Sean any questions? Yes, gentleman in front of you. Sir, if you may, just introduce yourself and share where you're from.
Hey, I'm Daniel from Legal Concepts. I understand there is there a limit to the total supply of Digix tokens? So once you hit the max supply, what will happen?
Thank you for the question. So, if I were to rephrase it, he's asking, is there a fixed market cap on what the DJX token is today? The answer is no. So what we do is that I do purchase gold bars, sell the tokens. When I'm sold out, I will buy and replenish more. So it's pretty much more like an ongoing minting process. I will continually be increasing the gold tokens as and when the market is requesting for it. In fact, this week we are actually adding more gold tokens into the space.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your question. Any other questions from the floor? No? Okay, well, if not, we have a question here from our Twitter, from our live feed. Now, if you guys are not familiar, you can check out our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and this is all live. So, Sean, this is all live. Okay, so this question came in. What do you think about the latest news of Paxos launching the gold token?
Right, so I think this is probably one of the most commonly asked questions I've heard this whole week. And in fact, I've actually been meeting with Pax for the last couple of months, heard of their plans, and I do think that it's a great thing that they're coming in, namely for two reasons. Firstly, having more competitors in the space legitimizes the entire idea of it. Paxos being a regulated NYDFS entity, it gives a lot of credibility to what gold-backed projects are actually doing in the space. Secondly, it gives me validity of the business as well. It allows me to see like, okay, maybe there is an actual use of demand for actually gold-backed tokens out there. So I don't really think that they are exact competitors at this stage right now. I do think that it's a good thing that come into the space. It gives people alternatives. Pax G token itself is a little bit different in the sense that they're denominated against troy ounces, whereas DJX itself is denominated against gram. Is there an arbitrage between troy ounce and grams? Yeah, absolutely, because of the rounding error of it. So I invite you guys to actually look at both tokens, find a way of how you can arbitrage there. In my previous career before I actually started DJX, I was actually a gold arbitrage trader. And I was actually arbitraging troy ounces against kilogram for the very exact reason. So I do think it's a good thing that they're coming into the space. It will create a lot more liquidity and volume across exchanges. So yeah, I do think it's
here. Now, DJX has been backed by the Singapore government with the incubator program called Tribe Accelerators. Now, how has that helped DJX since joining this accelerator program?
Right. So I saw the Tribe Accelerator managing partner. His name is Yiming, so do look out for him if you see him around. Tribe Accelerator is probably the first government-backed blockchain accelerator out here in Singapore. What they have helped given DJX itself is the connections to Enterprise Singapore. So Enterprise Singapore, as some of you guys might know, is an outward-facing entity. They bring businesses back into Singapore, and they encourage to actually help local startups to reach out to other regions around the world. Coincidentally, they are also the regulator of precious metal. So I think how they really help me, in fact, is that it helps me to bridge a better connection to the regulator of precious metal. That's where I was able to gain better visibility into the new laws and the new acts that we could be compliant to.
Alright, wow. Tribe Accelerators, they manage the regulation of precious metals as well.
Enterprise Singapore.
Oh, Enterprise Singapore.
Regulator of precious metals.
Okay, alright. Are there any questions? If no questions, thank you, Sean. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thank you. ladies and gentlemen, so that concludes this first half